Thanks for joining us. Today is the beginning of something new at the University of Alabama.
It is. Bill Battle is now the Director of Athletics for the Crimson Tide, and WVUA Sports Director Gary Harris begins team coverage of our top story at 6.
Thanks, Lynn and Phillip. You know, Bill Battle said he would have much rather have been at home watching Mal Moore on TV, standing at that podium talking about future accomplishments and challenges for the UA Athletics Department. But with Coach Moore deciding to step down over health concerns, Coach Battle agreed to step in and continue what has to be known as the golden age of University of Alabama Athletics as the school's new Director of Athletics. A former 3-year starter at offensive end under Coach Paul Bryant, Battle was named the head coach of the Tennessee Vols in 1970 at the age of 29. He won 59 games in 7 seasons at UT, but it was in private business where he really flourished as the founder and CEO of the Collegiate Licensing Company. Now he faces a new challenge, and he says it isn't about him, but rather about the entire organization. As far as putting a stamp on it, he doesn't have any interest in that.
As far as putting my stamp on something, I could care less about that. What I care about is the direction from the top at the university is clear, and what they want from the whole university, including the athletics department. And my goal and my job is to work with these great coaches and this great staff that Mal has assembled, and understand what's working, that we need to fan and feed grapes to, and what's not working, that we need to maybe do something different to, but it's important that we keep working hard and that we keep moving forward.
Now, Coach Battle is 72 years young, because he looks much younger than that. He's very active and says that he hasn't been working hard lately, so he's got plenty of energy, and he's excited about the new position. And coming up later on in sports, he'll talk about why getting Coach Moore's blessing had a lot to do with his decision to accept this job.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Gary. And our reporter, Jennifer Edwards, was also at today's announcement. She joins us now live with more. Jennifer?
That's right, guys. This announcement means big things. It means big changes for Bill Battle and his family, and it also means changes for the UA family. University of Alabama Athletics Director Bill Battle says in the beginning, taking the position as AD wasn't easy.
I was still asking the question, is this the right thing for me? And then it dawned on me as some trustees and some leaders of the university said, we really want you to do this. This is a special time in the life of the university and a special time in your life, and there's a void that we would like for you to consider filling. And I thought to myself, you know, if I didn't do this, I'd regret it for the rest of my life.
It's a decision those tied to the Crimson Tide are thankful for.
The man's got all the qualifications. Number one, basically suggested by Mal Moore, you know, and that's a major criteria. He can work well with all the coaches, having been one, and he respects the university, having played here. And of course, let's face it, running an athletic department in this day and age at a university of this nature, it's like being a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and he has that type of experience in the business world. So there couldn't have been a better selection.
Now that it's official, Battle says he's looking forward to taking the next steps.
I'm excited about, first of all, just taking 6 weeks and learning everything I can learn about every coach and every administrator and every program, and understanding what is good about it and what needs to be fixed, and developing a plan that we all together buy into and keep this university moving forward.
And as far as making Tuscaloosa his home again, Battle says him and his wife will start looking for houses in Tuscaloosa in the next week. Lynn?
All right, thanks a lot, Jennifer. And meanwhile, the calendar says it's spring, but it feels a lot more like winter.
It sure does. It's cold and rainy today, but will it stick around for the weekend? And what about the possibility of some strong storms? Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott joins us now with a quick look at your forecast. Richard.
Hey, Phillip, Lynn, good Friday evening. No severe weather tonight, just a little bit of rain to talk about. Notice on live radar some light spotty rain out there. We're just going to have that drizzle and light rain through overnight tonight. Could have a batch of heavier rain move in sometime later on tonight. We'll likely see that develop over Mississippi, then spread our way. It gets warmer over the weekend. We could have some strong to severe storms over the weekend. We're talking Saturday night, and I've shifted the thread a little further south since 5 o'clock this evening. It looks like, based off model data, that the best chance for severe weather will happen south of Tuscaloosa, and even there's a pretty isolated threat. We're talking 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Saturday night. Isolated tornado can't be ruled out. Damaging wind gusts are possible. Also large hailstones. But when does this move out, and when does some warmer air return? Your forecast is coming up.
All right, thanks, Richard. Now in other news, hundreds of new jobs are coming to Alabama. Governor Robert Bentley met with local leaders in Decatur to create an economic development plan. It's a project that's intended to bring new jobs to North Alabama. Meanwhile, here in West Alabama, the Mercedes-Benz plant in Tuscaloosa County will soon be hiring hundreds of new employees. They're adding a new facility to the plant, which is expected to open in February of 2014. Mercedes will add a total of 1,500 new jobs.
Members of your home team got a chance to take a field trip out of the newsroom today, and we went back to the classroom. I was there along with Terry Brewer and WVUA's Jennifer Edwards, who you just saw right here with us. We all got to go over to Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary's Career Day, and the students there took some turns practicing their skills as reporter, photographer, some of them even meteorologist. Fourth grade teacher Brittany Grayson told us she thinks days like this help students realize their potential.
I think it helps them understand that they can do anything that they put their mind to, as long as they stay focused, they make good grades, and they stay out of trouble.
And Grayson also says this is a day the students look forward to every year. And over at Holt Elementary School, students there got a special treat today. They sure did. They turned pens, markers, and papers into works of art. Eastern Shore Art Center Community Outreach Director Nancy Raia joined with the children in their classrooms, and they were able to create art that is not only pleasing to look at, but also helps the students feel good. Raia says that these types of projects help students to express ideas and feelings, and this can even be therapeutic, especially for children.
They have all these talents that are inside of them, and they have a whole future ahead of them. They can create anything with their life if they believe it.
I really can't express my feelings when I talk about them, but when you look at the art and what I've done and stuff, you see that I kind of express it a lot more.
And you can learn more about the Eastern Shore Art Center by going to our website. Of course, that's WVUATV.com. Now, still to come here on WVUA News at 6. The Tuscaloosa Regional Airport is hit by federal spending cuts. Find out what that could mean for flights.
And coming up with home team weather, still a little light rain to talk about. More rain expected through at least the first half of the weekend. Talk about that, plus your weekend forecast straight ahead in weather.
New University of Alabama Athletics Director Bill Battle attended the Crimson Tide's football practice this afternoon. Gary Harris will have the latest for you in Alabama's home team sports.
An accident at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport has left a child dead.
A coroner says a flight information sign fell on a family earlier today. 4 children and a mother were trapped under the sign. They were taken to the hospital. Officials say a 10-year-old boy later died. A firefighter says he estimates the sign weighs between 300 and 400 pounds. An airport spokesperson says officials are not sure how the sign fell, and they are investigating. Hundreds of air traffic control towers are closing, including the tower at Tuscaloosa Regional Airport.
The FAA announced the cuts to 149 control towers. It's due to the 4 spending cuts that went into effect on the 1st of March. Now, while the towers may be closing, the airports will remain open, and that means travelers in major cities could experience big delays. However, the FAA says travelers will be inconvenienced, but safety will not be compromised. But one seasoned air traffic controller does not believe that.
Going to be close calls. There's going to be mid-airs, there's going to be a runway accident.
Now, the closures at the airport control towers are set to begin on April the 7th. Now, back here in West Alabama, find out how long this cold and rain is going to stick around, and what about the possibility of stormy weather during your weekend. Right now, you're looking live at the city of Tuscaloosa from the WVUA Tower Cam. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott is back with your complete home team forecast next.
Alabama's home team weather.
Welcome back on this Friday evening. We'll check out the Tuscaloosa Tower camera looking off towards the northeast direction across the campus, University of Alabama. You see down there Denny chimes at the bottom of your screen, and the trees are changing. They're turning green now as we get closer to spring. It's spring, it's that time of the year, but it doesn't feel like it. It's cold, it's rainy, it feels more like January or February. We'll check it out on live radar, and there's the rain, and it's pretty light and spotty across central and west Alabama. Most spots just getting some drizzle, kind of on and off, but the heavier rain we had this morning, it's out of here for now. More rain will likely develop and spread over the state sometime later this evening and tonight. Notice the first batch of rain that moved through our state, dropping about a quarter inch of rain and up to half inch in some spots. That's gone. Notice back to the west, we're watching more showers develop over Mississippi. That'll likely spread our way sometime later tonight. So keep the rain gear handy. You will need it. Good news is the air is cool and stable, so no severe weather tonight. 48 in Tuscaloosa, 49 Birmingham, 48 down in Montgomery. One thing you notice, there's the warm air. Baton Rouge, 77. New Orleans reporting 74. We're going to keep a really close eye on that because as it moves our way Saturday night, there's a chance we could see some strong severe storms. We'll watch it very close, of course. Temperatures, though, hold pretty steady through 10, 47 at 7 and 10 o'clock. Showers are likely through the 10 p.m. hours, as well as midnight, 52. Notice temperatures warm, though, at midnight. Some of that warmer air tries to move in. Still going to be cool tonight, but temperatures do go uphill trend, I think, later tonight. Notice the rain on Futurecast through tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Some light to moderate rain spread across the state. I don't think we'll see anything too terribly heavy through tomorrow morning. That changes tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. And this is 3 a.m. Sunday morning. And again, the warm front we're watching is going to be spreading northward through our state, and how far north that warm front makes it will determine on how much severe weather we see and how warm it gets headed to the cold front. So we're going to watch this close. Looks like the warm front could try to reach I-20 sometime before daybreak Sunday morning, so sometime after midnight Saturday night into daybreak Sunday morning. The best chance of seeing those isolated severe storms. We're going to watch it again very close. We go cooler, though, on Monday and on Tuesday. Here's what we're expecting. Looks like mainly south of I-20, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. That'll be Saturday night. An isolated tornado is possible. Can't rule that out. Damaging wind gusts and large hailstones. But again, primary threat is going to be south of Birmingham and south of Tuscaloosa Saturday night. We'll go dry on Sunday. 47 tonight. Cloudy skies, rain at times, up to 68 tomorrow. That happened late in the day as that warm front gets closer to the area. Temperatures will warm up. Only a 40% chance of morning showers on Sunday. We'll go sunny and cooler. On Monday, Tuesday, highs in the 50s. A freeze is likely by Monday night and Tuesday night. Here's our Tuscaloosa Toyota Fishing Game forecast, home of the lifetime warranty. Best activity around lunch tomorrow.
All right, so a lot could be going on this weekend.
Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll keep an eye on it.
Absolutely.
And a lot happening in the UA sports.
Man alive, it's just been a busy day, hasn't it? And we're going to have more on Alabama's new athletics director, Bill Battle. But that's not all we're talking about. The Crimson Tide men's basketball team will continue its quest to make it to New York City on Saturday when they host the Stanford Cardinal in the second round of the NIT. Home Team Sports is on the way.
Now, the Tuscaloosa Chevrolet Sports Update with WVUA's Gary Harris.
And welcome back, everybody. TGIF, former Crimson Tide football player and University of Tennessee head coach Bill Battle is beginning a new chapter in his life as the director of athletics at the University of Alabama, succeeding his good friend and former teammate Mal Moore. Battle's background in football coaching and as the former president and chief executive officer of a highly successful licensing company was enough to earn the support of the university's board of trustees, who voted to accept school president Judy Bonner's recommendation of Battle to replace Coach Moore, who stepped down on Wednesday as he continues to battle a pulmonary condition at Duke University Medical Center in Durham, North Carolina. In fact, Coach Battle told me today that his friendship with Coach Moore and a conversation he had with Mal Moore played a major part in his decision to take this job.
It was a very flattering conversation. It was very scary because I never thought about being an athletics director, and I never thought about getting back into the frying pan. But as I looked at what was going on with the university, looked at what I thought they were telling me was a void that they thought I could fill, and looking at my life at that same time, I was pretty refreshed. I hadn't worked too hard and had too much pressure in a while. I'm in pretty good shape. And I've been thinking about that I needed a challenge. I didn't want one quite this big, but I thought if I didn't do this at this time, that I'd regret it the rest of my life.
Well, several University of Alabama coaches were on hand for the introductory press conference, including head football coach Nick Saban, who spoke on behalf of all the UA coaches and said it's clear to him that Bill Battle is a winner in every aspect of his life.
He's been a very successful player here. He was a very successful coach. He's been a very successful leader in the business world, and certainly a first-class individual who is well respected by just about everybody that you ever can meet that know him.
And Alabama's new AD was a guest at the Crimson Tide's football practice this afternoon inside the Hank Crisp Indoor Facility, the final practice prior to spring break. And there is the new offensive tackle, number 72, Big Leon Brown, out of junior college, battling to start at right tackle. Sophomore running back TJ Yeldon, he knows a thing or two about how to stay low and how to pop those pads. Had a great freshman season, over 1,000 yards. Nick Saban always coaching hard. He gets upset here with Jabril Washington and Geno Smith because they don't run the drill correctly, and he tells them about it. That, my friends, is coaching. New secondary coach Greg Brown working with Vinny Sinceri and HaHa Clinton Dix on how to go after the football. And our final piece of video, sophomore linebacker Denzel Duvall works on his pass rushing skills, an area that he's going to be very, very good at in 2013. Well, after dispatching of Northeastern 62-43 on Tuesday night in the opening round of the NIT at Coleman Coliseum, the Alabama basketball team will host Stanford tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at Coleman in the second round of the NIT. The Cardinals are from the Pac-12, a conference that's proving its worth in the NCAA tournament. And Alabama head coach Anthony Grant told us today that this Stanford team is talented and just a really, really good squad.
Looking forward to the challenge of playing Stanford tomorrow. Having a chance to watch them on film, extremely skilled team and a team that has a lot of veteran players on it. Very talented team, very well coached team. So it'll be a challenge for our guys, as always. Anytime you get in these tournaments to face an unfamiliar opponent, you watch them on film and you try to get a feel for who they are and what they do, but really impressed, and it should be a great game and a great challenge.
And an NCAA March Madness update. 12-seed Ole Miss got 19 points from Marshall Henderson, although he's only 5 of 20 from the field. But that was enough to dump 5th-seeded Wisconsin from the Big Ten, 57-46. A good day there for the SEC. LaSalle upset Kansas State. That's a 13 over a 4, 63-61. And Mark Gottfried and NC State, after they had been picked to win the ACC regular season championship, they finished 4th. And then they get up, ended in the first round of the NCAA tournament today by Temple, 76-72. Well, the SEC Gymnastics Championships will be held tomorrow in Little Rock, Arkansas. There are a lot of good squads in the SEC, including Bama, Florida, Georgia, and LSU, just to name a few. UA head coach Sarah Patterson believes it's a wide-open championship.
I think the top 4 in the SEC, the evening rotation, I think you could see, if everybody has a great regional meet, you could see those teams in the Super 6. I think this finals of the SEC Championship will be like a mini nationals.
And we've got Alabama softball coming up tonight right after the news. The Crimson Tide opening a 3-game series against arch rival Auburn. There's a live look in at Rhodes Stadium. Again, Alabama versus Auburn live tonight right here on Alabama's home team, WVUA TV at 6:30. Highlights and post-game reaction for you tonight at 10. That's sports. Philip is on deck to wrap it up right after this. Stay with us.
And finally tonight, some are yellow, some are pink, others are blue or green, others are spotted, and some are even filled with chocolate. Of course, we're talking about Easter eggs. The reason? There's a big Easter egg hunt set for this weekend at the Battle Friedman home in Tuscaloosa. It's hosted by the Junior Tuscaloosa Bells. Organizers have been busy getting ready to help the Easter Bunny for Sunday's big event. Now all the fun starts hopping at 3 o'clock. Admission is $5 per adult, and the first 2 children per family are allowed in free. Then it's $2 per every child after that. So looking forward to all that Easter fun this Sunday, and hopefully the weather will be all cleared up by that time.
Yes, Sunday will be dry. After about 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll go dry. Some rain out there now, but it is still light and spotty. There could be some strong to severe storms, mainly south by 20. I think Saturday night. Sunday, though, we quickly dry out.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the news at 6. Thanks so much for joining us. Now keep it tuned right here because Bama softball is straight ahead live. Thanks for joining us. Have a good evening.
See you.